Welcome back. It's week 2 of season 3, and this week we're looking at friendship. Day 1 was gift for a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than going for a stranger like we did last week, I went for Lewis, producer Lewis. The next time I saw him, he was telling me all about the times he was using it.
Overusing it, perhaps.
yeah, on the road, kind of shouting at people, going for the...
With a few hand signals thrown in for good measure.
And when he was tapping cars.
It
was not my intention when I was it.
Give away to the right! We have a tradition at work. If you leave the country, then you bring back some snacks.
Yes.
Obviously, I forgot to do that from Ireland, so I picked up some Kinder Buenos from the shops.
Famous Irish
delicacy.
Confectionery, exactly, yeah.
It gets worse. I got really hungry, so I bought 2 packets originally and then chomped my way through half of the first one and couldn't really put a half-eaten packet, so a measly...
Is that why we had some when you arrived?
we got doled out a nice half-eaten packet.
Hey, look, the office loss was your gain. Think of it like that.
Pre-match treat. Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
Day 2, and we were looking at a new work friend. I arrived in on Friday thinking there's surely going to be a few people here. There was one person on the floor that I usually go to at work, and they happened to be sat on the desk that I had booked. So the opportunity to make friends with this guy immediately went out the window because I walked over and I really like this seat. So I was like, I'm really sorry, but can you move? And he sort of did the look around like, come on.
In an empty office.
There are about 400 other desks. And I was like, yeah, I have actually booked this. So bad. Instant regret when I said it as well. So he was like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. So... yeah, there was then just awkward eye contact for the rest of the day.
Outrageous.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
quite bold from you.
It's a great seat though, so I was like,
yeah.
You know, like the office parties when everyone has a few drinks and starts getting a bit chatty with people they wouldn't usually interact with. And I remember just like chatting away with David, head of global admin.
Okay, nice.
Shout out David.
Who listening. I'd only ever seen him from afar, but seemed like a lovely guy. And I remember he was like asking me, he was talking about his son, he wasn't quite sure the direction he was going in. I was reassuring him, Dad, I'm sure you're a great father. All of this.
I'm sure you're a great father.
And then he started joining in with my my Pilates classes at work.
I love that.
And well, we've now seen each other in our best and our worst states. So you could say that has brought us together and we've got much closer as a result. So yeah, my new workmate, David. This one's for you.
Pilates King. Day 3, we did 5 for 5, which is texting 5 of your friends 5 things that you love about them.
I did it to my brother, who just thought I was like about to ask for something and kept going, "What do you want? What do you want?" And then I did my mate Wilson, who was kind of just confused, and my brother was earwigging, and I told Wilson he was great at football, and my brother got a bit jealous and was asking why I didn't say that about him. I got a lovely message from you, and yeah, I sent a few points back in return.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was a lovely thing to receive on a Saturday night.
It was. My mate, so I was actually in the pub at the time, and Gaz, my mate, has got a picture of me just standing in the corner, like grinning at my phone, sending a text to you.
That's so nice. I was actually at a day festival with some friends. Once I got to Highbury and Islington and was walking home, I decided that was a good time to voice note everyone. I sent it to my 2 flatmates, Mike and Elsie, and I can't remember what I said exactly to both of them in full. I'm not sure I want to listen back to those voice notes, to be honest, for fear of how embarrassing they are.
But a long day at day festival.
Literally, exactly, yeah. So one of them, to Elsie, I think I said something like, "I love that you make me nice dolls and pastas." Like, what the hell am I talking about? And then to one of my other mates, Izzy, who I know from uni, I think one time she made me this melanzane and it was like actually unreal. And then I found out she'd not even followed a recipe, she just like eyeballed it. And I was like, "You make the best melanzane I've ever had in my life."
Voice note.
Literally, very food orientated voice notes. It's the way to my heart, clearly.
We're on to day 4.
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
I called my youngest brother, young William, who is 17 years old, and his social life has started popping off, and he's suddenly become a very hard man to get hold of. I like to try and stay close to the family, so
Nice.
he's definitely someone I'm going to try and schedule more calls in with.
I just think it's nice. I feel like, especially with certain friends, like even if you're like close friends or like best friends with them, sometimes depending on just how your relationship evolves, like you don't always text and stuff.
Yeah,
I have a lot of friends like that I'm like close with when I see them, but like we might not necessarily text that much. So to like make some time and like actually properly catch up and like get into it properly, it is just so much nicer than texting them. It's so much better, I think, to call.
The person I tried to call was busy. Day 5. This was a different one, but a very fun one. And this was teach back. So we each got a half-hour slot to teach each other a skill.
The first half-hour slot was Zach giving us a kind of civil engineering 101 course.
The civil engineering was like so interesting. I've been asking you since you studied at uni from first year to try and explain to me how exactly bridges are made. And
Yeah, I still
we
managed to
know.
circumvent that.
Truss bridge,
Yeah.
beam,
cantilever, suspension,
Yeah.
arch.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
the bridges.
all the bridges.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
It was it was a tough half an hour for me trying to actually remember what on earth I learned in the 4 years that I did that course.
I think you were a very, very
I
effective
settled on,
teacher.
like some pictures.
And then I came in and did a little Spanish 101 course for Senor Term.
Hola, me llamo Zach.
Muy
Oh,
bien. Thack. Exactly, yes. To get the
Turnbull, you were great, but shout out in the juggling session to Mr. Zach Beckett, who genuinely learned to juggle.
Yeah, that was crazy from you.
In
That
10
was
minutes.
So
Absolute
impressive.
beginner's luck.
10 minutes.
No, that was wild. 3-ball Beckett, they call you.
3-ball Beckett, amazing. That's sticking.
Yeah, let's hope I was about to say. Let's hope that one doesn't stick.
Day 6, we all got a canvas each and were tasked with painting one another.
I think it's, a vast array of kind of artistic brushwork,
Dashes of panic.
palettes,
Yeah,
it's, I think we really captured different essences of each other and different interpretations from an artist's perspective,
Yeah.
Or so some kind of
We could say
art
that.
historian, and one art historian might say that, another
Yeah.
might just say, these are all terrible.
Burn them.
But yeah.
To close out our friendship week, we hosted a potluck here last night. So we each invited 2/3 friends to come along.
The white wine spritzers were flowing aplenty, I'll tell you that for free. I definitely had way too many of those. I got way too overexcited. Huge shout out to Baker Beckett. Baker Beckett over
3-ball Baker Beckett.
3-ball Baker Beckett over here. Made sourdough, made a baba ganoush. It's just like a nice mix of people who wouldn't necessarily always hang out together and probably wouldn't have much of a reason to all be in the same place.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just really fun. I had a lovely time.
Thank you very much for listening, and we're back for episode 3 next week, where we're going to be looking at community.
Woo.
See you then.
See you then.
See you then.
Adios.